hope you are having a lovely day today. I am an upper cervical chiropractor here in Agora Hills, California, and I am with Lauren B.
Hi.
And we're here today to chat with you about a few things, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself really quick.
Hi guys, good morning. I'm Lauren B. I'm the founder and CEO of Lauren B. Beauty. We are a non-toxic nail care line based here in Westlake Village, California. We sell all over the world. I make products that are healthier alternatives to traditional gel manicures. So we have a range of non-toxic nail polishes free of harmful chemicals, vegan, cruelty-free, and also hand care treatments. So I've spent much of my career studying ingredients and what healthy natural nail polish actually is, and a lot about the clean beauty space. So I'm excited to be here with you, Dr. Nimira, to talk about everything health, wellness, and kind of all of the craziness that happens around this time of year with holidays quickly approaching and stress.
Definitely.
And we were having coffee the other day and just chatting about what my clients and some of your patients see, and yeah, and I think there's a lot of
so we had the coffee the other day, and we kind of realized that this is the time of year where everything just sort of ramps up. And so because the energy is ramping up, there's lots more things happening. There's events, there's personal events, business events, there's the holidays with family coming up. Everything just gets a little busier, and our bodies definitely feel it. So we feel it on a physical level, and then we're also just stressed out because we're like, well, what do I wear? And what am I gonna cook? And how am I gonna keep the kids' schedules together and our schedule? And everyone just gets a little stressed out. And so because of the level of stress and because of what everybody's been asking me about lately is stress, we thought it'd be great to kind of chat with you together on natural health tips and natural beauty tips to help you be successful through the holidays. So we're sharing with you our lifelines today and talking to you about how to manage your stress and get through the holidays with success. So Lauren, can you share with me a little bit about some of your quick tips that you do through the holidays in terms of how to kind of just keep yourself together in preparation, really, so that we can sort of not always be on the fly doing, what do I do now?
Right. Yeah, to your point, I think it's such a busy time of year, and we tend to always put ourselves last. So whether that's like from a nail perspective, we're going out to a party and have no time to do our nails. For me, doing a manicure pedicure is actually more of a chore. It's not exactly a luxury. Going to the salon is something on my to-do list, and that is really why I created my line, because I wanted to have simple options and innovative products for women, for everyone really, so that they could have options and things to do on the go with a quick amount of time. But I think it is important to just take a few minutes and unwind, decompress, give yourself some me time to do something that makes you feel good. For me, it actually happens to be doing my nails. I don't feel put together unless I have a manicure or something on my nails. It's like my perfect accessory. And really what I always tell my customers is, in this crazy world that we live in, there's so much going on, and especially during this time of year, it's awesome to take a pause, take a deep breath, and look down at your nails, or look down at maybe a lipstick that you love, one simple thing that would just make you smile and make you feel good about yourself. So I think it's absolutely okay to pamper yourself. Buy that lipstick, buy that nail polish. Maybe it's a skincare, like a mask. Just do something that makes you feel good about yourself, and really recognize that and take the time to appreciate what you're doing for yourself.
Definitely. I know that's kind of actually it for me. Usually when I'm trying to do something quick, I can be going to a wedding or going to an event or whatever it is. I have kind of the basics of the outfits that I usually wear. I have my fun statement pieces in terms of my jewelry. The one thing that actually makes me feel like I did something was getting my nails done.
Right.
And so I don't do it very often. My hands are usually clean. There's nothing on them almost ever because they get looked at every day when I'm working. But having my nails done actually makes me feel like I did something for myself.
No, it's great. It's a way to be
especially if you have like your signature color. I know so many people have. I have one sweet lady in the office. She's like, this is my color. I've been wearing it for the last 20 years. It's what I do.
Right.
It's, you know, like having that color that makes you feel like you take care of yourself.
Exactly.
So
and there are certain colors that are safe for people. I tend to go to like a baby pink or a red. I have red on right now. You can probably see.
They're fabulous.
Thank you. I will say though, during the holidays, I don't wear red a lot, which is probably a little oxymoronic. I will go to a very forgiving color. When I say forgiving, something like a neutral. I actually have one here I can show you. A really neutral option. And the reason why is because if it does chip or is imperfect, nobody's going to notice that. It's very forgiving. So another little hack is if you get a bottle of glitter, I like to do a bare manicure, but glitter is one of our longest lasting products, so it will adhere to your nails a lot longer than traditional polish. That's a great tip. Also, you can always use glitter over any sort of chipping or cracking. So say you get a red manicure to feel festive, and in 6 or 7 days you get a little chip, put a little splash of glitter on it. It's actually very on trend right now. You may feel like you're just kind of filling in the cracks or whatnot, but having that imperfect, like abstract nail art is very on trend. So that's, another hack. Also, if you don't like to do your nails, I have a lot of customers that aren't into that. My one tip is just moisturize, and that really goes for your skin and everywhere. These months tend to be super dry all over the country, so you definitely want to just moisturize and hydrate, and really important for your cuticles and your hands too. I think our hands are a forgotten area that get so much exposure. In California, it's sunny all the time when we're driving, or outdoors with the kids. You just get a lot of exposure. Washing your hands, you probably get super dry hands.
Just super dry, yes, for sure.
So moisturize, again, another
some fabulous hand cream as well.
Thank you. I have an on-the-go product that I'm obsessed with. So this is a cuticle oil with a dropper tip built in. The reason why it has that is you can throw it in your purse, keep it at your desk, keep it in your car. Whenever you notice you have dry cuticles, chances are you don't have a bottle of cuticle oil with you, but you could have this nice little tube, which also makes a great stocking stuffer. Keep it on you, and a little bit goes a long way. So that's my deserted island. If I could only take one product, it would be that oil. It's also super clean. It uses 14 different botanicals and essential oils. You can even use it on your face, which I do, or elbows or other dry skin. Sorry, I got off on such a tangent about
that's all great
products.
But I'm sure, absolutely. It's always great to have the little things, and so having that kind of staple,
right?
It's kind of part of the staples, right? Almost all of us. I don't even wear black very often. Almost all of us have a little black dress,
right?
Those are the little things that we've built into our closet,
right,
to make sure that we never feel stuck.
Exactly.
So having, whether it's your perfect color, or having the cuticle oil, having your little black dress, whatever it is, those are great things to help make sure that we can manage that stress a little bit better during the holidays, for sure.
I know we were talking a lot about hydration, and that's so important for beauty. Can you tell me, because I'm always curious about health tips as well, and I'm just wondering about how hydration, I would assume, is super important during this time of year too, but I know that's something you talk about.
So that's kind of my big, when I talk about the staples, I think we have health staples as well, right? And so because I'm a chiropractor, I'm always looking at the nervous system, and the nervous system is really what we do, what we use, and how our stress is managed. So I have these three staples that I like to have people prepared with, so that they can go into the holidays doing really well. And then little tips and tricks we can use to kind of manage in the moment. So for me, obviously, having a really well functioning nervous system, making sure that our body's able to adapt to those stresses, because we're all gonna get stressed out. We really want to make sure that our nervous system is adaptable.
Right.
If we're adaptable, we can get through those processes and come down from that fight or flight response. What happens with many of us is we have the fight or flight response, and then it takes a while for it to come down. And if we keep having that fight or flight response, it just kind of keeps inching up and up and up. And if we're stuck and our nervous system isn't working properly and our body's not in alignment, it just stays up there. And then that's when we feel like we're just stuck in this cycle that never ends, and we're like, I just can't make it calm down, right? And so if we're in alignment and our nervous system is working well, I have lots of patients who get adjusted a little bit more frequently in this season. It's just the way it is. But when our bodies are able to adapt and get better, we start feeling it come down, and we'll physically feel the body relax, which is amazing. So having the nervous system in balance is super important. The only other two things that I stress the most during the holidays are hydration and rest. So it is so important to stay hydrated. It's how our body flushes out all of the extra toxins. It's what keeps our cells hydrated and working properly. It keeps us going. We need the water to just water is life, right? It is life. It's making sure that we stay hydrated. So usually tips I have for people are, know how much water you need to be drinking every day. I always recommend half your body weight in ounces, and then just to know how to get there, if you're, let's say, 128 pounds is kind of most everybody's easy to remember. If you're 128 pounds, half of that is 64. 64 ounces is your 8-ounce glasses, right? That's the old recommendation.
Right.
So if you are more than 128 pounds, you need to be drinking more than 8 glasses of water a day.
Right. And isn't it if you drink coffee or alcohol for every additional 8 ounces, you should add?
Yes, you add extra 8 ounces. Same thing with exercise. So for
every
every 20 minutes of exercise, an extra 8 ounces of water. right? We want to be replenishing it. And so I'm always giving tips on water because it really is so important for your health and keeping everything managed. So I always tell people, once you know how many ounces you need to drink, you should be carrying a water bottle. So this is my 40-ounce water bottle, and I know that I need to drink 2 of them a day. Some people like to carry a smaller bottle because it's heavy and they might have shoulder injury or something like that where they want a smaller bottle, but they know they need to drink more refills of it. Right. For me, I like to have your bottle because if I'm carrying it, it's heavy. So I'm going to drink it to lighten it.
True. That's true.
That's how I make myself drink the water, because I don't want to truck the water bottle around
That's
anymore.
a good point. Whatever works, right? I do a smaller water bottle. I have mine here. And one of the reasons I do a smaller one is when I drink through it and I get to the end, I want to get up from my desk. Normally I'm at a desk, but get up from my desk and walk to the water cooler and take a break. And that forces me to stop what I'm doing at work and really like stretch too, and just kind of
get some motion,
get some
move
movement.
everything through.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Wake all the cells up in a different way, definitely.
Totally.
And then the other thing we talk about is sleeping, right? Everybody's like, I can function on just only 4 hours of sleep. You might be surviving on 4 hours of sleep, but you're not thriving on 4 hours of sleep.
When we think about the holidays, it just seems impossible to think like, oh my gosh, I need to get 8 hours of sleep in. Like that seems impossible sometimes and very overwhelming, I think, for many, including myself.
Absolutely. And so it's kind of a cumulative effect. If you can do a good job for yourself and really get some decent amount of sleep through the week, then one night of partying is not going to kill you, right? Just kind of let your body sleep in the next morning if you can, allow it to wake up on its own without an alarm, and you should feel okay as long as you're kind of refreshing, taking care of yourself the next day. Your body should be able to get through it okay. You want to make sure that you're not out partying every night, but there's going to be a couple of days, and if you are hydrated and you're taking care of your body and eating well and all those things, you should be able to get through that pretty easily. It shouldn't just feel like your body's just crashing and burning.
Exactly. It kind of feels like life in balance. Like we're not telling you guys to not go out and not live your life.
That's going to happen.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But sleep is important. And I notice when I do treat myself well and sleep well, your skin, like sometimes we don't really recognize that, but I notice other people will start to say, oh, your skin looks really great. When I'm hydrated or when I'm dehydrated, I can tell really easily. My skin will just be the first thing to kind of revolt. And I think my insides as well, but I just see it more on my face.
Definitely.
Break out. I look super dry. So I think hydration is really important.
Absolutely. So, are there any tips that you have for anyone who's kind of stressed in the moment? Because I know sometimes we know how to prep our bodies, right? But things happen. So, things will come up and we're like, okay, well, how do I handle this really fast?
I mean,
I think beauty, like, this happened or this happened to my such and such. What do I was going to
just share like a life tip. I think from, I run my own company, multitasking all the time. I think just like an in the moment thing for me is when I feel stressed, I tend to want to like eat and go for the sugary cupcake and that's kind of my personal vice. And one of my tips that I try to consciously remember is like, okay, when I'm stressed, think about that feeling of stress. What is it that's what issue is causing me the stress? And I'll tend to get up, again, remove myself mostly from my office is where this happens, or it could be at home too, sometimes at home, get up, go outside and just go for a 5-minute walk around the block. Or even I sometimes just go out in front and look at the sun for a second and just take a deep breath, breathe through it. And that's really helped me. So, if I'm still thinking about that cupcake in the break room that I really wanted, then maybe I would go and have half of it, but I try to not indulge in sweets. And for us in an office environment, people are always bringing in candies. You probably in your office too, candies and cookies and sugars, which seem amazing, but it tends to catch up to me at the end of the holiday season and I end up feeling worse about myself. So it's just the conscious thought about, okay, do I really want that cupcake or is something stressing me out that I need to take a deep breath about? And maybe I'll bring the cupcake home and have it later if I really want it. I'm not saying I won't and I don't ever indulge, but I think it's just being conscious about the little things that are stressing me out. A lot of my customers from a beauty perspective tend to bite nails and pick cuticles and even like pick at their nails. I had a customer with a permanent ridge in her nail because she kind of kept scratching on her nails since she was a child in a stressful situation. So for that, I always say, again, it's about kind of redirecting that thought. What is stressing you out? What's making you pick, bite, do whatever? A quick tip, and it's sort of redirecting that, is I suggest wearing a hair elastic around your wrist. And whenever you have that thought or you catch yourself picking your nails, try to just use that rubber band and snap yourself a little bit with that, or like redirect the energy and play with that.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's, like the best thing to do, but at least you're not going to be ruining your nails. And picking your cuticles are super important. They're there for a reason. You don't want to pick them. You don't ever want to clip them. We really believe in the clean manicure process, and that's a whole nother conversation. But don't pick or bite your nails. Try really hard to redirect that and think about what's causing that. And
breaking that habit.
Exactly. And take a deep breath. For some people, there's some great apps that help you to.
That's usually my big thing in the moment is, if you want to scream, if you want to shout, if you want to cry, whatever it is you want to do in that moment, just excuse yourself. I like to run to the bathroom. That's kind of what I do. But I just leave the situation you're in. Take a moment for yourself. 10 deep breaths is great. I know the iPhone has like this, or the iWatch now has like the app, the breathe app, and it randomly reminds me throughout the day to breathe. But just take a moment to take a few seconds, breathe. Inhale, exhale, let the oxygen flow, allow your brain to clear, and then reassess what your next step is, because getting stuck isn't going to get us anywhere, right? When we're, as women, we're always on the go, and we need to be taking that next step. So sometimes you have to pause to take the next step. You don't have to just keep rushing through it.
Exactly.
And being able to then clear your brain, focus, and say, okay, how can I fix the situation? Or how can I just say,
exactly. It's not important.
Go in a different direction completely. And see if it's really worth the stress.
Exactly.
Because the stress is so detrimental to our health on a physical level as well.
And
that's
some of
how
it's not even worth it. Like the things that we worry about or we're stressed about in the moment, if you think back 2 days after or whatever, sometimes they're not even that important.
Definitely.
The things we worry about. I have 2 other tips I just thought of that just help me personally. For me, like emails and social media tends to be a lot of anxiety causing, especially during this time of year. So I used to be the person that would wake up and first thing I would do is pretty much check my phone. I don't do that now. I don't check emails and I don't check in on social media until my butt is in a chair at my office and I'm mentally ready to tackle what's there.
Good for you.
Whatever is urgent, if there's something urgent that's detrimental, people will call you or text you. They'll find a way to get you. Your emails, and that can be really overwhelming, and I think like a dark hole. And same with social media. We just know there's not a lot of authenticity there, and there's a lot of comparing ourselves to what we see on social media, which isn't always accurate. And even for myself, although I know that's the truth and I'm speaking it, it's hard to not get your mind kind of caught up in
we kind of just don't take those moments for ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Like it's actually, we have the one thing I was telling you about it earlier. So I have this thing where it's called one small thing, right? We as women usually don't take the time to do one small thing for ourselves. So one small thing you could literally do every day is to not wake up and look into social media.
Take a digital detox.
Take a digital detox. Wait till you get into the office, or wait till you get to your destination of this is where this is important for me. But we play one small thing on my my social media every week. So if you want to check in with us and be accountable there, you can do that. Usually I'll check in the morning. I'll say with a quick video, it's super quick, and just say, hey, let's do one small thing for ourselves today. And we'll all try doing one small thing for ourselves. And I'll check back in the evening and say, hey, did you get it done? And what was it? So I just posted it to my social media today. Mine is just at Dr. Nimira, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. You can play along, join us there, follow if you want. I posted one to say, let's do one small thing over the weekend, and I'll be checking back with everyone.
Do you share what you did?
Day. Yes, I always share what I did, because sometimes I actually don't know what I want to do, and I ask my followers what I should do for myself.
Oh, cool. That's a good way to get suggestions.
So it's a great way to get suggestions too, of like, oh, what could I be doing for myself today?
That's true.
Because sometimes you're just so in that moment of stress, and you literally don't know what step to take, and you're like, okay, well, let's ask.
That's a good idea. I love the accountability part of it,
and so it's great to be accountable. Perfect, great.
I have to think about what I'm going to do for myself, though.
I know. So we have, I think we got through quite a bit of tips right there,
right?
Definitely. I mean, definitely taking care of your nails, the importance of cuticle health, taking the time off. In the moment things like breathing and just refocusing are really big things. I think we covered some of the questions that we gotten on social media.
Thank you guys for your questions.
For asking. Definitely making sure that we're hydrated, sleeping well. I know for a lot of my people, especially on the health spectrum, there's a lot of people who have severe migraines or dizziness, vertigo, those cases that they can just kind of come up out of nowhere, right?
What do you do in that? What can you do to
So in that case, a lot of that is, they're all stress triggers, right? So everybody has stress, and for different people, the triggers are different. And so for some of my patients, the stress turns into a migraine, or the stress turns into a vertigo episode, or the stress turns into a neck spasm, right? And that kind of goes back to the chiropractic aspect, where if we can actually maintain our physical body stress, we're less likely to cause that trigger to happen. So for all those people who, you know, are waking up every morning panicked of, am I gonna get a migraine today? We can actually prevent that by getting your body in check and starting to relieve the stress now, so that you don't have to have that in the future. Because you don't want to wake up on Thanksgiving morning with food here and this there and people coming over and you have this nasty migraine, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, the day is ruined. So a lot of times, actually October is one of my busiest months where I start to see people, because our bodies are already starting to feel that stress, and they're getting triggered a little bit more than they usually do, and they're like, oh, I should really do something about this before it gets really bad. So definitely anyone who knows that they get triggers, especially more during the holidays, whether it's neck spasms, vertigo spells, migraines, any other health thing, a lot of times it's just a stress trigger. And if we can reduce that stress trigger, then our body can manage it and prevent it from happening, which is really great.
Awesome. I feel like so many times we don't even know that we're stressed, but our bodies are telling us, like we may have a migraine, or for me, like a stomach issue or something. And then I'll end up thinking, or like I'll talk to a doctor and they'll say, oh, are you stressed? I'm like, well, not more than usual. But then I start to talk through what's going on, and they're like, yeah, duh. So I think it's also just, it's hard to check in on yourself.
Our symptoms are really most of the time just manifestations of that fight or flight response. And so if we can get that fight or flight response in check, then we are less likely to have all those crazy symptoms. And so it's just really so much of what we're doing today and talking about this is helping people find ways to help manage the stress in the moment, and then to prevent those triggers in the future, right?
Totally. What's your thoughts about like moving around and exercise and diet?
So important. So I mean, I said my 3 staples were like nervous system, rest, and hydration, right? So I actually have 7 essentials that I talk about.
Oh, cool.
I didn't really cover them all, but the other ones are hydration, or we talked about hydration. The other ones are this is what happens when you're on the spot. Nutrition, so making sure you're eating whole foods. I always say, you know, you don't have to go on a crazy diet, but just eat more fruits and vegetables.
And that shows outside too, when we're talking about beauty and skin and nail health, everything.
Definitely. So I always say, you know, more soups in the fall, more smoothies in the spring, they're in summer. It's really easy to just add them in that way. And then detoxification. That's a lot of like what we talked about, right? Detoxifying your beauty products, detoxifying your pantry. Trying to eat less processed foods, eating more whole foods. And then stress management. That's actually one of them.
The whole topic,
the whole topic in itself. So the nervous system health, the stress health, rest, hydration, nutrition, and there is one more, and I can't think of it.
So how can people find those? Can they go to your website, or what's the best way if they want to learn more about how to
Definitely. So I try to put a lot of information on social media, just because I know a lot of us don't really go to websites anymore unless we need something right now. So I have some quick tips. My whole Instagram profile is my personal life. It's my personal life and my journey of taking care of myself, right? Because as moms and business owners and women who are just trying to have success as independent people, not as the mom or the wife or the whatever, it's a journey and it's a process and it's a challenge. So my Instagram is just at Dr. Nimira. It's my personal story of how I manage my own self-care.
Which is so important. I love seeing that. You're so authentic, which is really nice.
It's always a journey, and sometimes there's ups and sometimes there's downs.
Right?
And then my Facebook profile, which is Dr. Nimira Upper Cervical Chiropractic, has a lot more of the educational component about upper cervical care, the types of things I take care of, as well as those quick tips kind of posted in between there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Those are my 2 biggest ones. And then my website is drnimira.com for anyone that wants more information about upper cervical care and actually connecting with me.
Awesome.
Perfect.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Lauren B. Beauty, Facebook, Lauren B. Beauty, all the social platforms, and our website is laurenbbeauty.com. And definitely follow along. We always share quick tips, talking about nail health and how to optimize that. We also do a lot of like fun tutorials on fun nail art. My whole point of difference is like our nail care products are all healthier for you. We didn't really talk too much about what makes them different, but definitely follow us and you can read all about what makes us different and why we're a healthier option, and just making small switches. So paying attention to not only what like Dr. Nimira is talking about, but what you're putting on your body as well, because that can get directly into your
very important.
Skin is your largest organ. So Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pay attention, use clean products. Pay attention to marketing. There's a lot of misconceived information out there. So just read labels and be smart, but follow along with us and
ask questions. If you have questions, that's what we're here for.
Totally. We're
Reach
super
out to us.
transparent. So yeah, we love chatting with you guys, and hopefully we'll do more of these and get to talk about some other fun topics.
Definitely.
It's lovely.
Well, we hope you have a lovely and minimal stress holiday
Yes.
season. We'll definitely check back in. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to us. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yes, happy holidays, guys.